Hi everyone! I have been talking in Japanese in all of my previous videos, but I got a request for some videos in English too, so here I am speaking English. I will keep talking in English for all of today's videos, so hopefully this video is useful for your listening practice. I also thought it would be nice to have a native English speaker in this video too, so I invited my husband today. Let's call him Hubby Puppet. Do you want to introduce yourself briefly?
Hi, I'm Hubby Puppet. I grew up just outside London, but lived in Wales for the last few years of school. I then moved back to London for uni, and I've been living and working in London ever since.
Right, thank you. And just in case you've never watched my videos before, I'm the star of Puppet Ego. I was born and raised in Japan and moved to the UK 7 years ago. Okay, so today's topic. I was thinking it might be interesting to introduce some of my favorite British dishes. Do you know about Japanese people's stereotypes about British foods?
Lovely, I'm sure.
Yeah, people generally think that British food is boring and not tasty. But after living in the UK for 7 years, I think these stereotypes are wrong. So that's why I want to talk about British dishes today, to let people know that they're actually really nice.
Hooray!
Of course, not all of the food here has been delicious, but generally the food here isn't so bad. Anyway, I've picked my top 3 favorite British dishes to share with you. The first one is toad in the hole.
One of my favourites.
Okay, so I have to say that this name is super weird and it almost makes you lose your appetite. But doesn't it sound weird to British people?
Yeah, it does sound weird to British people too. Eating a toad isn't something that sounds nice to British people either.
Because toad means hikigaeru. So it literally means 穴の中のhikigaeru. I think British people have quite unique sense for naming things. Can you explain what kind of dish toad in the hole is, please?
Yeah, so toad in the hole is like you take some sausages and then you roast them and then surround it all with pancake batter and roast the whole dish with pancake batter as well. So if you ever had a Yorkshire pudding, which might be coming up later, but if you ever had a Yorkshire pudding, it's like a giant Yorkshire pudding with sausages inside it.
So yeah, it's actually quite simple and relatively quick to make, isn't it?
Yeah, you just need some sausages, some flour, some milk,
Eggs.
and eggs, that's the one.
So if you've never tried it before, I highly recommend it.
And it goes really well with gravy as well.
Okay, so the second one is egg and soldiers. Again, its name is quite unique because if I was going to literally translate it into Japanese, it would be like tamago to heitai. Can you guess what kind of dish that is? It's got quite a unique and fancy name like egg and soldiers, but it's actually just soft-boiled eggs and toast, isn't it?
That's right, yep. You can put something on the toast like, well, usually butter and sometimes Marmite.
And it's usually eaten for breakfast?
Yes, you can have it for lunch as well, but mostly for breakfast.
So I guess it's something that you can make in Japan too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think anyone in Japan who's got a pan, some water and a hob will definitely be able to make it. You just need to be able to make toast and boil some eggs.
Yeah, so if you'd like to try something easy and quick British food, you should definitely try egg and soldiers. And for the last dish, I picked Sunday roast. This is probably the best British food, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Sunday roast. There's many different kinds of meat, like beef, chicken, lamb, pork, lots of variation. You can have different vegetables as well to mix it up. And lots of families will eat this every single week on Sunday as a sort of a family routine. It's a great way to get everyone to sit around the table and eat together.
So is that why it's called Sunday roast?
Exactly, yes. After you come home from church, it's a great thing to have on a Sunday, traditionally.
Interesting. So you said it's usually roast beef, pork, lamb, or chicken with vegetables?
Yeah, you can use many different kinds of vegetables. Probably some of the more traditional ones would be like carrots, peas, cabbage, parsnips is another one. Parsnips are a little bit like somewhere between a potato and a carrot, so they're a bit sweet and nice to roast as well. And yeah, you can roast the vegetables, or it's also common to boil them. So things like carrots and peas are easy to boil.
So is it just meat and vegetables or anything else?
Well, there's one special thing as well that people usually have with roast dinners that's called a Yorkshire pudding.
When you say pudding, it might sound like a dessert for Japanese people, because pudding in Japanese is like flan.
Yeah, it's definitely not like that. It's kind of savoury, kind of a bit sort of crunchy texture. And I guess I mentioned during the Toad in the Hole, it's the same kind of batter, but kind of usually a smaller one that you could have a couple of them on your plate next to your vegetables and your meat. And again, it goes great with gravy. Or you could also sometimes have one really big Yorkshire pudding and then put everything else inside it.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, because I don't think like you can find it in Japan that easily. So yeah, it's definitely worth trying if you're gonna come to the UK and try something here.
Yep, almost everyone loves Yorkshire pudding, so yeah, there's nothing not to like.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I hope that you found this conversation was interesting. Let me know if you enjoyed this, and maybe I can make more videos in English in the future.
Yay!
Yay.
Cheerio!